Every day we communicate. When we order a coffee, participate in class, or even when we are not talking at all. We all communicate whether it's with our words or our actions. The two types of communication are verbal and nonverbal communication. They are used together simultaneously. You typically cannot use one without the other. Words are symbols that convey meaning and characterize ideas, people, places, or concepts. Ogden and Richards stated that symbols could be thought of as representing a triangle of meaning. In this example, at the top point is the thought, a small, furry, domestic animal. These thoughts come from our beliefs, experiences, and interactions with others. At the bottom left is the symbol, a cat, and at the last point is the referent, which is the actual object to which the words refer to. This model shows how symbols are related to the objects they represent. There are 6 characteristics of symbols. They are arbitrary, there is no natural likeness between a symbol and what it represents. They are abstract, they represent object or idea without being physically similar to the object or idea. They are intentional in their usage because social agreement about the meaning of a word allows it to fulfill its function. They are uniquely human. They are the basic building blocks that humans use to create and participate in social reality. They are culturally bound. They simultaneously create and reflect culture. And they are contextually bound. They exist in a context or situation. Verbal communication is any spoken and/or understood written word. With verbal communication, you can convey a clear message. The function is the role it plays in the creation and participation in social reality. The creation component of verbal communication is important for how we create face-to-face and online identities and social selves, how we generate new ideas, theories, words, and concepts, establish economic, social, and governmental systems, and how we make new relational and family forms. The participation component of verbal communication includes how we provide social support and comforting messages, how we interact with others in a romantic, friend, family, and/or work relationships, organize social structures such as schools, religious groups, governments, and families, how we listen to others, how we overcome barriers because of cultural and diversity to foster shared realities, and how we are able to work together as small groups and teams. Nonverbal communication is all forms of communication other than spoken word. 65 to 93% of the total meaning of communication is based on nonverbal behaviors according to Wood. The functions of nonverbal communication are to repeat, send the same message verbally and nonverbally, to regulate, send cues of a message without actually saying it, to accent, intensify a verbal message using nonverbal behaviors, to complement, ensure that all verbal communication is matched with nonverbal communication, to substitute, use nonverbal communication instead of verbal communication, and to contradict. Your nonverbal communication sends a different message than your verbal communication. Body language is an important part of nonverbal communication, and there are 7 different types. Kinesis is the study of movement and gesture, like eye contact. Haptics is the study of touch. Proxemics is the study of space and closeness. Chronemics is the study of time. Paralanguage is voice inflections, like pitch and tone. Environmental factors, which regulate the setting. And objects and artifacts, which can communicate something about someone just by its presence. We all express ourselves whether through our words or actions, or even sometimes both. We can convey feelings and emotions just through our body movements, and it's important to be able to listen to someone even if they are not saying a word.